Assalamu alaikum, dear students. This is Khizra Akib in your online class of English literature. Today we will be doing the poem Law by W.H. Auden. This is poem number 9. In this poem, the poet has very beautifully, in a half humorous way, discussed a very serious topic. He has discussed the nature of law according to different people. Law for everybody is something different. Law is the punishment of crime. Law is, in fact, something that serves the upper strata of the society, that is manipulated, that is designed by the higher strata of the society, that benefits the people in the helm of the affairs. So, wherever you see law is to punish the crimes committed by the subordinate class, committed by the lower classes of a society, and that punishment is meted out to those people by the upper class of that society, by the powerful class of that society, by the authority. And authority is always in the hand of the people who are in the helm of affairs, rulers, owners, etc. Let's start reading the poem. Law, say the gardeners, is the sun. Law is the one all gardeners obey. Tomorrow, yesterday, today. Law is the wisdom of the old. The impotent grandfathers shrilly scold. The grandchildren put out a treble tongue. Law is the senses of a young. Law, says the priest with a priestly look, expounding to an unpriestly people. Law is the words in my priestly book. Law is my pulpit and my steeple. Law, says the judge as he looks down his nose, speaking clearly and most severely. Law is as I have told you before. Law is as you know, I suppose. Law is, but let me explain it once more. Law is the law. Yet law-abiding scholars write, law is neither wrong nor right. Law is only crimes punished by places and times. Law is the clothes men wear any time, anywhere. Law is good morning and good night. Others says law is our fate. Others say law is our state. So for the people of different sections of the society, law is different. Law, say the gardeners, is the sun. For the gardeners, for the people who cultivate the crops, who grow the crops, law is the sun, law is the season, law is the time. Gardner says that for them, the sun is the law. They follow, law is the one, and that one law is the time, the seasons, the variation of the seasons, the sun. All gardeners obey, and all the gardeners obey this law of the sun. Tomorrow, yesterday, today. They obey the law of tomorrow, yesterday, today means they obey the law of the time. They follow the time in order to grow their crops, in order to sow the seeds, to cultivate the crops, to harvest the crops. For all these activities, they are bound to time and season. If they are late in sowing the seeds, they will be punished by the sun and they will have no crop. And if they are lazy in harvesting the crop, they will lose their crop. At that time, they will again punished by the sun, by the season, and they will lose their crop. So in such a way, they are punished for their crime, and for them the law is the sun. Next is, law is the wisdom of the old. The impotent grandfathers shrilly scold. According to the weak old people, like the grandfathers at home, law is the wisdom of the old people, of the experienced people who have led a long life and had a vast experience of the world and of the people. They say that law is their wisdom. Law is what they think right or wrong Shrilly scold, shrilly in a sharp sound scold, to reprimand. The grandchildren put out a treble tongue, lois the senses of the young. But to this opinion that law is the wisdom of the old people, the grandchildren or the younger generation cannot accept this thing. They say that if the law is the wisdom of the old people, then it is only to check the young ones. Then it only goes against the younger generation. So they put out a treble tongue, treble triple times. Law is the senses of the young. They say that they have more sense of the law than the old people. Law says the priest with a priestly look, expounding to an unpriestly people. According to a priest, a religious man, a churchman, law when he explains law to the unpriestly people, expounding, explaining, explain to an unpriestly people, to the people who are not religious, who are indulged in the affairs of the world. Law is the words in my priestly book. So, for a priest, when he explains law to the worldly people, to the mundane people, he says that law is the words in my priestly book. Law is what that is written in the holy book of the priest. Law is my pulpit, and law is his rostrum. Law is his dice from where he delivers his sermons, and my steeple, and law is his cross that is placed in on the church. Uh, Law says the judge as he looks down his nose. When the judge looks down from his glasses, he says, speaking clearly and most severely, the judge explains in the most strict and clear tone, law is as I have told you before. Law is as you know, I suppose. He says that law is what he supposes, what he thinks, what the judge thinks, that is the law, is the thinking of the law, is set by the judge. Law is but let me explain it once more. Now the poet explains what is the law in actually. Law is the law. The law, something universal, something powerful, something that is present everywhere and experienced by everybody at every time and place. Yet law abiding scholars write, law is neither wrong or nor right. But the scholars who follow the law, who abide by the law, they write that law is something very neutral, that is neither wrong nor right. Law is only crimes, punished by places and by times. Law is only a thing that punishes the crimes according to the nature of the place and time, or the requirement of place and time. Law is the clothes men wear, anytime, anywhere. The people, the type of clothes the people wear is also a law. Law is good morning and good night. Good morning and good night are also law. Others says law is our fate. Others say law is our state. Some people think that their fate is the law, that their destiny is the law, that uh, their fortune is the law. They are controlled by fate, by destiny, and there are some people who believe that they are controlled by the state. For doing anything wrong, they will be punished by the state. So their state is their mm, law. By the whole discussion or the explanation of the poem, one thing becomes clear, that law is something at the hands of the powerful entities. If law is sun, then we see that there will be no laws of the sun at any time. If the gardeners or the farmers show the negligence in their work, they cannot do their work in time, they will be punished. If they does it in time, they will be rewarded. That is something to punish or reward the gardeners, but not the sun. And in the case of the older people, Law is their wisdom, and that wisdom can benefit the younger generation, that can control the younger generation. And if the younger generation is not ready to accept the wise advice of their forefathers, grandfathers, then they are to face the music. Similarly, in the case of the priest, he says that law is what he thinks, and that can be for the benefit or for the punishment of the ordinary people, unpriestly people, worldly people. Law will nowhere, at no time, do something wrong to the priest. It will never punish the priest for anything. It will always punish the people for their crimes. But if the priest commits a crime, he can mold the law because it is in his own hands. Similarly, in the case of the judge, law is what the judge thinks, and he can manipulate, he can mold the law according to his own thinking. So, at the end of the poem, when the fate is low, fate can controls the people. It is the people who are at the stake. Stakeholders are always the ordinary people, the powerless people, the controlled people, and law is always there to punish or to reward the powerless sections of the society, while it always serves the powerful strata of the society. Okay, girls, this was all about the poem. I hope you would have enjoyed it. Allah Hafiz.